Any question you would like to ask?
Maharaji, my question is, suppose a disciple is initiated by past master through a representative. So he has never seen his own master. As the master has left the body, he gets darshan of the next master. On whom should he contemplate?
He should just keep his attention at the eye center and do Simran. His own master will appear.
So without...
You see, I have so many times explained that dhyan is not must. It's a great help. Even if you don't contemplate on the form of master, just keep your attention in the eye center and you do the Simran. Definitely you'll be able to hold your attention there to see those flashes of light or any other thing. So that will hold your attention. That will keep you there.
One more question, Master. When a disciple gets attached to the physical master, does it mean that he is also attached to the inner master, although he has not achieved the radiant form?
Well, sister, this love and devotion for the master should lead us to meditation, to be at the level where we can be with our own master within. This can be a help to lead us to that level. But that does not mean that we should just remain attached to the outside master and should not attend to our meditation. They should rather create more love and devotion for meditation.
Thank you, Master.
Dear Master, may I ask you please to tell us some words about the power of love?
Well, power of love is to become one with the other being. Love means merging into another being, losing your own identity and become another being. That is love. You don't exist, only the other person exists. That is love. And that is why we call, you see, that God is love. Because ultimately, this love and devotion for the Father helps us to merge back into the Father and become one with the Father. So it is the love which helps us to merge back into the Father. You see, soul basically is in love with the Father because it is a drop of the same ocean. So every soul is full with love and devotion for the Father. But there is a weight of the mind over the soul. So that is why soul is helpless. And mind also is involved with the senses. So soul is helpless because it is dominated by the mind. Mind is being dominated by the senses. It is not that soul has no love for the master. Love for the master is there, love for the Lord is there. But the soul is just helpless. Basically, every soul is a God. Because it is a drop of the divine ocean. Needle is always attracted towards the magnet. But if there is a lot of weight on the needle, it just becomes helpless. So you have to remove that weight from the needle. Needle will automatically go back to the magnet. Magnet is already attracting the needle. Needle is already being attracted to, you see, by the magnet. Only we have to take off the load. So same way, soul is drop of the divine ocean. It is full with love and devotion for the Father. But due to our mind, it has become helpless. So meditation, the purpose of meditation is to eliminate the mind from its way, to remove that weight of mind from the soul. That is the purpose of meditation.
Master, now I have got darshan from the master, but after leaving Delhi, there may be a chance that I can't remember or visualize the master anymore. Then what should I do? Is looking at your photo aloud, not to contemplate on the photo, but only to help to remember.
I have not followed your question. You mean you are asking about the dhyan or what? Can you repeat your question again?
Yes. Now I got darshan from the master, but after leaving Delhi, there may be a chance that I can't remember or visualize the master anymore. Then what should I do? Is looking at your photo log, not to contemplate on the photo, but only to help to remember.
Well, brother, I have just answered this question. You see that if you cannot remember the master, if you cannot contemplate on his form, you just feel that you are sitting in the presence of the master here at the eye center and doing Simran. Or just hold your attention in the darkness here, in your forehead, and do Simran. Automatically, it will help you to concentrate there.
Maharaji, it is said that the worldly life of a satsangi is like the greenness of a tree that has already been cut down. And I've also heard that the master has said that we are already in Sachkhand. So what is, from that time that we are initiated to the time of our physical death, what is really going on? Is it simply that we have to learn to want to leave this world more? That the soul has to want to go back stronger than it wants to go back
Well,
now?
brother, I just said potentially every soul is a god. Christ said, O ye gods, why call me God, O ye gods, that you are all God. Potentially every soul is a god. The moment we are initiated, we become entitled to go back to the Father. The moment child takes a birth, the child starts making progress and growing to become mature person. So similarly, when we are on the path, we have been initiated, we become entitled to go back to the Father. But we have to clear all our karmic accounts. We have come here with a certain destiny, and we have to go through that destiny. We have a lot of sinchit karmas, store of karmas. We have to clear them. And when that load is cleared, then we go through our destiny, automatically we will go back to the Father.
Thank you.
Maharaji,
Yes.
as a doctor practicing medicine, I have some very difficult decisions to make at the end of people's lives. It seems that in modern medicine, we have the machinery that appears to be able to prolong suffering, but not really prolong life very long. Most of these machines were developed, I believe, to help people who had a chance to recover from whatever they were going through. And my question is, as a physician, when I feel that all hope is lost, that a person is going to die for sure, they have a terminal illness, is it my responsibility to decide when to use all of this technology and all of this machinery, which appears to me to prolong their suffering and not add much to their life?
What does your law say? What does the law of the country say?
Well, it's not totally clear. It seems to be up to a physician, as I've stated, up to the responsibility of the physician and the patient to decide.
What does your moral responsibility as a doctor say?
Well, when I feel that a patient has no chance to live, they're actually going to die, and 20 years ago they would have died a natural death, I feel in my heart that it's okay to not use any machines and let them die peacefully. I
think we should try to do our best to help the patient, then leave the result to the Father.
May I ask you, if a patient says to me, I do not want to have any machines used on me, do I honor that request? If
that is different. If the patient doesn't cooperate with you, what can you do?
Thank you.
The medical conduct doesn't allow us, you see, not to do our best to revive the patient. We have to do our best to help the patient, to revive the patient. But if we can't, then we leave it to the Father.
Maharaji, when I left India last year, I felt a closeness to you, an atmosphere that stayed with me for some time. But eventually, that feeling faded almost to the extent that one questions whether it existed at all. Is that feeling real? Is that feeling connected to the higher reality? Or is it just an ephemeral product of the mind?
Sister, what filled you with love and devotion? for the Father when you are here. You see, certain atmosphere, certain environments filled you with love and devotion for the Father. So try to build that environment and that atmosphere within yourself by meditation, by reading satsang books, by attending the meetings. Keep the same atmosphere in which you have to build your meditation.
Is there a connection between...
Don't worry, there's no firing.
Is there a connection between our higher emotions? You say love is an emotion of the higher mind. Is there a connection between the higher emotion and the higher reality, the Shabad?
Naturally, the higher mind is more in touch with the Shabad within than the lower mind. Concept of higher mind is when our mind makes progress from here inward and upward, it is becoming higher and higher. When it is being pulled by the senses, downward, outward, it is becoming lower and lower.
I have another question.
Yes.
Both in the worldly sphere and in the spiritual sphere, many of us hold on to our expectations of how things ought to be. Could you say something about letting go of the results of our effort, letting go of our expectations, while
I'm not, just excuse me, I'm not following your question. Can you repeat it again?
How do we maintain making effort towards our objective, our goal, at the same time as trying to let go of our expectation of what we ought to be achieving?
Sister, we should always keep our object before us, our destination before us. And we should never try to forget our destination and object of getting human birth. And then by meditation, we should try to build and grow to achieve that object. That is the main purpose of this human life. But we have also to go through our destiny. We have also to account for so many karmas. We have so many obligations, so many responsibilities. But that doesn't mean that we are lost so much in them that we have forgotten the object of life or our destination of life.
Thank you.
Maharaji, there is a disease that generally affects older people called Alzheimer's disease. And the symptom of the disease is loss of memory. There is an older satsangi in the Seattle Sangat who is now in a nursing home suffering from Alzheimer's disease. Is there something that I or others in the Seattle Sangat should do to help this or any other person so, affected with this disease?
Brother, naturally, when we grow, our faculties don't go along with us. They start fading out. They don't help us anymore. So we do forget things. All what you can do, you can go to him, you can read some satsang books, you can read Sar Bachan, you can talk about the satsang, and that's all what you can help him.
Should not talk to him about the names?
No, there's no necessity for that.
Thank you.
Master, this morning in satsang, you said, "Blessed are those who mourn, for they shall be comforted." And my question is, does that mourning or that grieving have to do with that feeling of separation that we sometimes feel when we're not near the physical presence of the Master? And how can we use that best in our lives to
Well, brother, the
feel
subject matter was that relationship of the soul with that of the Father is that of love and devotion. This relationship is not based on any religion or any caste and creed or any color. It's only based on love and devotion. And the strength of your religion, strength of your caste and creed, you will be not entitled to go back to the Father. Only at the strength of your love and devotion for the Father, no matter to what religion you belong, to what country or creed you may belong, only that will entitle you to go back to the Father. So we have to create that love and devotion within us for the Father. So they are the blessed one who is missing the Father, who are longing to become one with the Father. Because unless the pull is there, we will never think about the Father. This pull has to grow. This love and devotion, the separation we feel from the Father, it has to grow with the help of meditation. So they are the blessed one who feel the separation of the Father, who are anxious to go back to the Father, who are longing to become one with the Father. They are the blessed one. That is what Christ meant, and that is what I was trying to explain. That we should not give so much emphasis on our religions, on our caste, creeds, colors, countries, but we should try to create that love and devotion within us for the Father. That will help us rather than these outside things. And every mistake is trying to say the same thing. Because Christ ultimately says, God is love. So if that love is missing, what is the sense of becoming Christian or a Hindu or a Muslim or any other religion? That is the base. If that base is missing, how can we build over it?
Thank you, Master.
Christ said, always remember two commandments. Love thy Father with all thy heart, with all thy mind, with all thy body. And when with that much strength of love, you are able to achieve the Father within yourself, then he says, love thy neighbor as thyself. Then the whole creation will become your neighbor. Then you will find the Father in everywhere, in everyone. Those who love the Father, they also love his creation. If we see the Father within, we always see the Father within every one of us. In every one of us. So that is loving thy neighbor. Whole creation is our neighbor. But first thing is to see the Father within, to love him with all our body, with mind, with heart. And when we achieve that commandment, then we are able to achieve the second commandment. And similarly, Guru Nanak also explains the same thing. He says, first, your body is the temple of living God. That you can always find the Lord within your body, nowhere outside. Once you are able to realize that, experience that your body is the temple of living God, then the whole creation becomes for you his temple. Then the whole creation is your temple in which the Lord resides. But first thing is, you have to realize that your body is the temple for the God. Then the whole world becomes temple for you. Then you see the Father everywhere.
Master, I read in one of the publications where you said that Simran was the first step to making our meditation more quality. Could you explain that?
Well, brother, that is the elementary thing. We have to withdraw our consciousness from outside with the help of Simran. Because we are always in the habit of thinking something or another. Mind is never still. It's always thinking about something or another. And about whomsoever we are thinking, we also contemplate on those forms, on those objects. And this thinking and contemplating of those forms slowly and slowly get us attached to those faces, attached to those objects those objects. And that love and that attachment to those faces, those objects will pull us down to their own level. So since we are already in the habit of doing Simran and contemplating, so mystics tell us, make use of the habit of that mind, but think on the name of the Lord. And with that, you will be able to withdraw your consciousness to the eye center. Then think on the form of the Master. Then you will be able to hold your attention at the eye center. Unless we are able to come here, we cannot be in touch with the sound, with their sound or melody. Somewhere in the Bible it comes, be still and become God. That be still, your mind is running out and out and out and out. Be still, hold your mind here. And then when it is in touch with the divine melody within, then you will automatically become God. So Simran and Dhyan helps us to pull our consciousness back to the eye center.
Thank you.
Maharaji, it's so easy to understand and accept the theory of Sant Mat, but to put this theory into practice in meditation is
very easy to understand, but very difficult to follow, because we have to do so many sacrifices in life. We have to abstain from so much from the sensual pleasures, from the so-called pleasures of the world, and then withdraw our consciousness to the eye center. It's a constant struggle with the mind. The mind is in the habit of running out since ages and ages, and naturally it takes time with the mind to come back to the eye center. Not so easy. But this struggle is worth achieving. There's no other way.
I want to ask you something, but my English is not enough.
Pardon?
I want to ask you something, but my English is not enough to say what I want.
Don't worry, my English is same. Don't worry.
I don't understand what you say. For that, we come one person to speak Greek and...
Oh yes, you player, you can have your interpreter, please.
Okay. The sister has, as we know, when you initiate somebody, you put your radiant form in his eye center, and also you promise him that you will be there at the time of his death to take them with you. And she has read in a book translated in Greek that in questions and answers that you will take, that if the disciple doesn't meditate enough or doesn't meditate at all, you will pick him up at the time of his death only if he actually meditates and only if you want to. Is that true? That's what she was wondering.
Sister, probably there's a little misunderstanding. I have so many times tried to explain. This is our attachments to this creation. They are objects, they are faces, which pull us to the level of the creation after death. If we are attached to this creation, no matter, even if we have made some progress within, we will have to come back to this world. On the other hand, if we are not attached to anything in this creation, and we have very little progress to our credit, we will not come back to this creation at all. As Christ said, you go where your treasure is, where your attachments are. So if we are attached to the faces of the world, then they will definitely pull us back to this creation. That is why we attend to our meditation, so that we may get detached from all those things. Because these attachments, particular attachments, make very deep groove on our mind. And then we are pulled back.
Maharaji, what is the difference between Radhaswami Simran and Simran in connection with the Master during doing Simran?
Well, Simran is what we are told to do, Simran. Whatever is told to us at the time of initiation, that is real Simran.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Master, please tell us briefly, or as long as you wish, what yesterday's satsang and the previous day's satsang was about.
Well, sister, it is same music, it is the same instrument. I am harping every day on that. Nothing new I have said, and nothing new I can add. We all know the necessity to go back to the Father. We all know the Lord is within every one of us. we all realize it is our mind, our ego, which stand between us and the Father. So unless we are able to eliminate our ego from our way, soul can never go back to the Father. And the only way to detach ourselves from the sensual pleasure or from this creation is by attaching ourselves to the Shabad and Naam within. So, with the help of Shabad and Naam, we automatically get detached from the worldly faces and worldly objects. And then this human birth is given to us for that very purpose. So we should always keep our destination before us and our object of life before us and try to achieve that destination, try to achieve the object. So many things help us to achieve that object. Good company, company of the mystics, saints, or our general meetings and books. These are all means to fill us with love and devotion for meditation. But the real thing is meditation. Unless we attend to our meditation, there is no other way to get detached from this creation at all. So these are the few things which always I have to say in every satsang. So you say in any way you like, you may say them in 5 minutes, you may take them 2 hours, it comes to the same thing. There's no difference.
Thank you, Master.
Master, when you speak of love, you've often used the analogy of a mother's love for her child or a husband for his wife. My question is it possible for us to be too attached to our children or our spouse?
Sister, no doubt we are attached to our parents, we are attached to our children, we are attached to our friends, we are attached to wife and husband. These attachments are there, natural phenomena. But when we attend to meditation within, slowly and slowly these attachments just start fading out. They just fade out. Because the attachment to the Shabad and Naam is so strong that we automatically, you see, these worldly attachments just fade out. They don't exist anymore. And that is why Christ has said in the Bible, if you love your parents, mother or father or so and so more than me, then you are not worthy of me. Means if you are attached to them so much, then you are not worthy of me, worthy to become me. So unless you become me, you cannot become Father. So if we are attached to the worldly faces, we cannot become worthy of the Father. We cannot go back to the Father. But this meditation, the main purpose of meditation is to detach ourselves from this creation. And we definitely get detached from everybody with the help of Shabad and Naam within. Now it looks impossible because we are so much involved in their love and we are so much attached to them. If you get something sweet, you won't look at any other thing at all. If you get diamonds, you won't hanker after cowries, pies. So when we get something better than the worldly pleasures, worldly love, we automatically forget worldly pleasures and worldly love. And that something better is that nectar which the Lord has kept within every one of us. The Christ referred it, that living water which is springing within every one of us, which never dries. It's always there within every one of us.
Master, what can we do about the feelings of those who feel that detachment happening and feel that we no longer love them?
I have not followed your question. You feel attached and you don't love?
Well, sometimes, say a spouse or a family member may feel that we don't love them anymore when they begin to feel that we are detached from them. The detachment that you were just speaking
Well,
of.
sister, we try to mix our responsibilities with the attachments. We should not mix our responsibilities as a wife, as a mother, as a sister, or in any capacity the Lord has kept you with our attachments. Attachment is something very different than the responsibilities which we have taken on our shoulder. We must perform our responsibilities with a detached mind. Nobody will bother you. People are more interested whether we do our responsibilities towards them or not. They are not concerned with our attachments to them. This is just a justification to say that I love you, so I expect this from you. Actually, these are our needs which we try to fulfill from each other. And we call it love. So actually, these are the obligations and responsibilities which we have to discharge in this world. And if you attend to meditation, you'll be able to discharge them much better. And also you'll be able to detach yourself from them.
Thank you.
Master, in order to be free from the 5 enemies that keep the soul away from the Lord, you say that we should learn to listen to the inner sound, and by listening to the inner sound, it's so pleasurable that we won't want those other pleasures anymore. But in order to reach the point of listening to the inner sound, we have to attain a certain state of purity, because otherwise we can't hear that sound. So that's a dilemma, really. What can you say about that?
I'll just give you a little example. If a river is flowing and you want to arrest that water, you will be able to arrest that water for some time by putting a dam. But when the water will be too much in the catchment area, the water will break the dam and will even overflow the banks of the river. So we have not only to build the dam in order to arrest the water, we have also to dig another channel for the water to flow. Then the dam remains permanent and river remains dry. So similarly, we have to withdraw back our consciousness from the sensual pleasure. That is building a dam here, not to let our mind run down to the senses. But you cannot build this dam here permanently. You cannot hold your mind here permanently. Mind will again try to run back to the senses. But when you attach it by withholding the mind, withdrawing the mind to the eye center, to the Shabad and Naam, then the tendency of the mind becomes inward and upward. Then the dam remains permanent and the mind doesn't run to the senses. To begin with, we have to fight with the mind to withdraw it from the senses. To a great extent, you are right. But that is not a permanent solution. Permanent solution is to attach it to the divine light within, so that its tendency becomes upward and inward. Then only you are be able to permanently hold your mind away from the senses, not otherwise.
Master, what's the meaning to get married if we know that it will definitely become a responsibility?
Well, brother, it is a responsibility, but the difficulty is that if we don't get married, then we may be taking 100 times more responsibility on us.
Then we have to make one attachment.
Now you will have one responsibility for one lady, then I don't know how many responsibility you will carry the responsibility.
Yes. Thank you.
The sister brought up about seva, and I was a little shy to ask you this, but since she mentioned it, I was thinking that seva was supposed to create humility in those of us who serve, and I think there's something wrong with me, but some satsangis are very rude and very unkind, and instead of feeling humility,
I think if they continue doing seva, they will be able to create that humility someday.
Well, I feel like punching some of them in the nose. And I think maybe there's something wrong with me.
You see, seva means trying to please another person. Seva is not an authority. Seva is not bossing on anybody. Seva is to do something to please another person. But then other person should also be receptive to their seva. to their job, what they are doing. They should also come to that level. They shouldn't be unreasonable too.
Okay, thank you, Maharaji.
Maharaji, I was married to a non-satsangi, and because of that, I neglected all my spiritual duties, and I feel terribly remorseful. What can I do about that remorse?
Well, sister, you do your duty as a wife, what you are supposed to do. You have taken a certain responsibility on your shoulder, and you have certain obligation to the gentleman, and you must discharge that responsibility faithfully and sincerely.
And because of that, he wouldn't allow me to meditate or do anything like that, and it's because of that I feel remorseful.
I mean, he is not 24 hours over your head. You can always do your meditation.
And it's those hours
Because
that...
he should also be reasonable from that point of view, because our relationship with the Father is individual. It is direct. Nobody should come in the way. But that should not stand in discharging our responsibilities and obligations.
There's no way you can make up for all that lost time. Just get on with the meditation now and hope for the best.
You see, in marriage there should be understanding. It is a give and take.
Yes. Thank you, Master.
Maharaji, there's been a lot of questions about marriage. The answer is always that we have to do our duty. I'd like to really know how to do my duty and how to be a good wife. And how may we work together in our marriage so that our marriage helps us on the path, please.
Sister, everybody has peculiar and individual problems in marriage, and we can only solve them ourselves. There's no hard and fast rules, this we should do and this we should not do. It's very difficult to set on judgment on any couple, on any person. We have all individual backgrounds. Our mind has been conditioned right from the childhood. We have been all individually brought up in different environments, different atmosphere, and by fate we are brought together to live together. So sometimes all sorts of conflicts do come in, all sorts of differences do come in. But then we should, since we have decided to remain together, so we should try to help each other to create that understanding.
Is God lonely?
Pardon?
Is God lonely?
Is God lonely?
Well, if he sees all of us as projections of himself,
you want to keep him company?
Wouldn't that tend to make him feel lonesome?
You see, he helps us to overcome that loneliness. How can he be lonely?
Well, if he is the
Whom does he miss? Probably us.
If no one else exists except him, then he doesn't have any company.
Well, he must be waiting for all of us. So he must be feeling lonely without us.
Well, if he created us, then and we're all him, then there is no one.
You see, he has projected himself in this creation. He is everywhere. How can he be lonely when he is everywhere?
Because
he is with every one of us.
There is no one else besides him.
Yes, that's right. He is with everyone. He is within everyone. He is everywhere in this creation. He has the best possible company because he is everywhere, with everyone.
Well, does the Lord derive more entertainment from the creation from his level or from ours?
From his love?
From his level. Does the creation afford him more amusement from his level or from our level? From our point of view.
You see, Lord is also at our level. Lord is also at his level.
Yes, but does he appreciate...
He's happy at every level.
Does he enjoy the creation more from his level or from ours? Or...
He enjoys his creation at every level. There's no difference between his enjoyment and bliss and peace and happiness. wherever he may be, whatever level he may be, we have to come to his level to share that bliss and peace and happiness.
Is the mind capable of thinking of anything that God does not already know?
Mind?
Yes. Is the mind capable of thinking of anything that God does not already know?
There's nothing which he doesn't know.
Thank you.
Maharaji, what really happens when you listen to the sound, or you attempt to listen to the sound? What really happens
Happen to whom?
to the satsangi? To the
He enjoys that bliss and peace and happiness and contentment and that inner music.
And
that sound detaches us from this creation slowly and slowly.
before you hear the sound, and you listen for it and you concentrate. And I know, you read in the books that you're to listen to any sound that you hear, and it magnifies and it gets louder and louder, and yet it's just your heart or your own body. How do you know where to go from there?
Pardon?
How do you know? I mean, you just listen to whatever sound there is that's there?
You see, how do you know about the outside sounds when you hear the music? How do you know that?
I don't know.
Then, if we can understand the outside music, then we appreciate that. We will appreciate and understand much better the inside music.
When you appreciate the outside music. Thank you, Maharaji.
Master? I've heard that it's better to do our meditation in the physical form, here in the pinned region, than to do it in the higher regions. But it seems like it would be better to do it in the higher regions where there is no pain.
You see, progress is not so fast there as the progress is fast here. We clear more karmas here. And earlier, you see, we clear them sooner, our karmas here by meditation, than we clear them there.
How much longer does it take from the higher regions?
You can't comparatively say, you can't mathematically calculate.
Thank you, Master.
Maharaji?
Yes.
Is the Master karmaless?
Pardon?
Is the Master without karma?
Master?
Yes.
You see, nobody can live in this world without karmas. This body cannot exist without karma. You cannot move your finger without karma. What to say of existing in this creation without karma? Because our karmas are not individuals, they are interconnected with each other. So nobody can be without karmas in this creation. You are a part of a big chain. And if you take one piece out of the chain, you break the whole chain. But they are not bound by the karmas. They are not slave of the karmas. As Christ said, I can take this body when I want to, I can leave this body when I want to. Means I am independent, I am free. I am not slave of the body. I am not slave of the karmas. I can be here, I can be there. But without karmas, you can't stay in this body. You don't get the body without karmas.
When the Masters meditate, is the meditation to burn off their own karma?
Meditation for?
When Masters meditate, does that meditation burn off their karma?
Meditation not for their own karmas?
Is it for their own karma?
Meditation always helps everybody.
And Master's meditation, who does that help? Everybody?
Pardon?
Does Master's meditation help everybody?
Master helps everybody, definitely. But we have to help ourselves. That is the main thing. As I said in Delhi, that general arms you to fight the enemy. He prepares you to fight the enemy. He guides you to fight the enemy. But soldier has to fight. General doesn't have to fight. But he has a great support at his back for fighting in the front. Without that support at the back, guidance at the back, soldier is lost. He can never win the war. But fighting has to be done by the soldier. We have to clear our own karmas. We have to fight our own battle with the mind. But we get help, we get source of strength.
Thank you, Maharaji.
Master, I know I'm one that struggles a lot during my meditation and with my body and sitting still. And I know it's a lot with my mind. And what I'm wondering, is it better to fight my mind when my body's in pain or when my mind is really scattered and do the 2.5 hours at one time, or to give up and do it another time when I'm more concentrated?
Sister, you can separate your meditation in 2 sittings, 3 sittings, 4 sittings. Don't fight with your body. Don't strain body too much. As long as you can comfortably sit, conveniently sit. And then you can find another sitting to do it.
Thank you.
You see, it's a very great achievement to sit quietly by your own self in a room. Otherwise, we like everybody's company, but we don't like our own company. We never like to be alone. We always like to be with others. So first thing, we have to train the mind to be alone, to sit alone in a room. And then slowly and slowly, just in the meditation. Then we get into the taste of meditation. Then we slowly and slowly we look forward to the meditation. We enjoy that bliss and peace.
Thank you.
Maharaji, I believe it's in Heaven and Earth. It's written that we should both fear and love the Master. It seems to me that those 2 attributes cannot exist in the same place at the same time. Can you explain that, please?
Well, brother, unfortunately there is no word in English language which can describe our Indian word bhai. Wherever there is a love, at the base of that love there is a fear of offending. Without that love of a fear of offending, you can never love anybody. If a husband loves his wife, he has a fear in his mind, I must reach home in daytime. I must keep my commitment with the wife. I may not let her down. It's a fear in his mind because he loves her so much. He doesn't want to give her any chance to feel annoyed. So that fear is there in his mind. That's a part of height of love. It's not a fear of punishment. It's a fear of offending. He will never like to do anything which irritates her. He will always like to do that thing which pleases her, which makes her happy. So that he is always conscious. That's a part of love. It's not a fear of punishment. She's not going to hang him. She's not going to put him in the prison. You see? So that is why those who love the Lord, they also fear to offend him, lest we may do anything to offend him. They will always like to do those acts which may please him. So they have always, they are always conscious of doing something to please him, and not doing something which can displease him. That's the fear of offending. But he's not going to punish anybody for that. But unfortunately, there is no word in English which can describe that feeling. In our local language, there is a word.
Thank you.
Guru Nanak has said, you see, that just that wife can please her husband who has love in her and who is frightened of his You see, and who is frightened of her husband, lest I may do something wrong, and always like to do something good which can please the husband. Only that wife can please her husband. Similarly, that soul who decorates herself with that love, with that fear of offending, can please the Lord.
Thank you. Master, I'd like to ask you why Dhyan seems to be so difficult for us.
Well, brothers, the base of Dhyan actually is love, is mental association with the person, the constant company of the person, the obsession we create within ourselves for the company of the other person. All these things help us in Dhyan. So naturally it's very difficult. It's not so easy. As I said many times, Dhyan is not must. It's a great help. Even if you cannot contemplate on the form of the Master, you mentally feel your Master sitting at the right in the forehead. And you are doing Simran in his presence. And that will also help you to concentrate there at that place. Or just be in the darkness and go on doing Simran, till you are fortunate enough to see that flashes of light or that light within yourself, that beam of light within yourself. Then that light will catch your attention. That is also a Dhyan, because that light comes from the sound. A Master also projects himself from that sound. So then you contemplate on that light, just to hold your attention. That is also a Dhyan. Then it becomes easier for us to concentrate at the eye center.
Thank you.
Master, I'm concerned about my faith and concentration going up and down and changing from time to time. Is this normal until we reach the eye center?
Sister, very normal. Our mind is not the habit of staying at one place. It's always moving about. It's always running about. It never sticks at one place. It is shifting from face to face, from place to place. And in a second, it travels thousands miles.
Because I saw you 3 years ago, and I find that in my mind I'm comparing how I felt with you then and how I feel now, and it gives me a lot of pain, and I don't want to do
Sister,
it.
it is a constant struggle with the mind. Lifelong struggle with the mind. But it is worth the fight.
Thank you.
If the Master is one with the Lord, then the Master is the Lord. Why then may he not fulfill his personal wish to bring the creation to an end?
Well, potentially everybody is a God. Why don't you all put an end to the creation?
Shall we take a vote on it?
Potentially everyone is a God. Soul is the drop of that divine ocean. Christ said, why call me God? Ye are gods. That every one of you is God. Our mind unnecessarily runs to such queries, such questions, you see.
So none of us here really want the creation to end? Is that the reason that we don't?
Let us live in the creation and then get out of it.
Thank you.